Have you ever noticed that the people who do the most for others often receive the least in return? They are always available, always understanding, always willing to help. Yet somehow, they are the ones who end up feeling exhausted, overlooked, and taken for granted. Most people think this happens because they are too nice, but that's not the real reason. In fact, some of the kindest people in the world are deeply respected. People value their time, appreciate their opinions, and think twice before crossing their boundaries. So, if kindness is not the problem, what is? The real problem is that many nice people confuse kindness with self sacrifice. Think about the last time you agreed to something you did not want to do. Maybe a coworker asked for help when you were already overwhelmed. Maybe a friend expected another favor. Maybe someone crossed a line and instead of speaking up, you stayed silent. Did you say yes because you genuinely wanted to help or because saying no felt uncomfortable? That distinction changes everything. Friends, when kindness comes from choice, it creates connection. When kindness comes from fear, it creates resentment. Many people spend years believing they are generous when they are actually being controlled by something else entirely. The fears of disappointment others, the fear of conflict, and the fear of being disliked. Once those fears start making decisions for you, people begin experiencing a version of you that is not completely honest. They see someone who's always available, always agreeable, and never seem to be have limits. The problem is that people can only respond to the version of you that you show them. If you never communicate your limits, they assume you don't have any problem. For many people, this pattern starts much earlier than adulthood. Imagine a child who learns that beginning easygoing earns approval. They are praised for not causing problems, rewarded for putting others first, and taught that being good means being agreeable. Over time, they begin associating love with self sacrifice. As adults, they carry that lesson into friendship, relationship, and workplace without realizing it. They become expert at managing everyone else's emotions while slowing losing touch with their own. One of the biggest psychological traps nice people fall into is what I call the reciprocity illusion. The belief that if you consistently give to others, they will naturally give back. It sounds reasonable, but human behavior does not work like a perfect exchange system. Some people appreciate generosity, others simply get used to it. When something is constantly available, people stop noticing it. What once feels special becomes expected, and what becomes expected eventually becomes invisible. That's why some of the most giving people feel the most unappreciated, not because nobody cares about them, but because they have trained people to accept access without limits. Let's take a workplace example. Imagine you are known as the reliable employee. Whenever extra work appears, your name comes up. Whenever someone needs help, they come to you first. At first, it feels good. You enjoy being trusted and seen and dependable. But after a while, something changes. You notice that the some people who really on you rarely step in when you are overwhelmed. Here's the difficult truth. The problem is not that you are reliable. The problem is that you have become available without boundaries. Reliability and respect. Unlimited availability creates dependency. Those are two very different things. The same pattern appears in relationships. Many people avoid expressing disappointment because they don't want to seem demanding or difficult. Instead of communication, what they need. They stay silent and hope the other person notices. But healthy relationships are not built on mind reading. They are built on communications. If nobody knows what hurts you, nobody knows what need to change. Silence may protect the relationship in the short term, but over time it slowly damages it. This leads to one of the most important lessons about self-worth. Your value is not determined by how useful you are. You don't become more worthy every time you solve someone else's problem. You don't become more lovable every time you neglect your own needs. And you certainly don't earn respect by constantly making yourself smaller. The healthiest people understood something different. They can care about others without becoming responsible for everyone. They can support people without sacrificing themselves. They can say no without feeling guilty because they understand that boundaries are not barriers, they are instructions. They teach people how to treat you. So, what should you do if you recognize yourself in this pattern? Start paying attention to the moments right before you say yes. Don't focus on the decision itself. Focus on the emotion underneath it. Ask yourself, what I'm afraid will happen if I say no? That simple question reveals more than most people accept. Sometimes you will discover you are not helping because you want to. You are helping because you are afraid of what people might think if you don't. And once you can see that pattern, you can begin changing it. You don't need to become cold. You don't need to stop caring. You don't need to push people away. You simply need to stop abandoning yourself in order to keep everyone else comfortable. Because real kindness does not require self-sacrifice, and real relationships don't require you to disappear. Today, notice one situation where you automatically say yes. Pause, take a breath, then ask yourself a simple question. Is this kindness or is this fear? The answer may reveal a pattern that has been shaping your life for years. Friends, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more. Every video on this channel is designed to help you understand human behavior, break hidden mental patterns, and become the best version of yourself. Until next time, take care of yourself, and we will see you in the next video. Goodbye.